everyone. Today we're here with former Thomas More student Cody Goodin. Cody has an exhibit coming to the Eva G. Farris Art Gallery September 15th through October 3rd, 2022. The exhibit's called The Madness in My Head. Welcome, Cody. How are you today?
Oh, thank you. I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Great. Thanks for being with us. First we wanted to ask you, what drew you to Thomas More as a student?
Well, to be perfectly honest, it was very close to home. My guardian, my grandmother, who was raising me at the time, felt that it would be a good school to go to because she had heard lots of good things about it. I had actually attended a little mini summer workshop experience with the science department when I was in high school, so I kind of knew about it. And so that's kind of how I ended up going there.
Oh, great. What stands out in your mind about your experience at Thomas More?
Actually, there's several things. The biggest thing I think that I took away, aside from my education, was the community experience. Everyone was so, especially the instructors, were mostly very accommodating and welcoming and very interested and invested in their students. I made a lot of good friends through my experience and time at Thomas More. And then my education was, I think, very superior to some I see come out of universities. My instructors, because our department was so small, you had as much, one-on-one instruction as you wanted, or as much as the teacher felt like putting up with. So it was a very, very intensive but very well received, education. I mean, I am so happy that I got the education that I did.
That sounds great. Have you stayed in contact with any of your former classmates?
Oh yeah. I've mostly through Facebook because they've all moved to other parts of the country.
Oh.
I do have a few friends that are still here locally, and we do stay in communication and contact with each other. Haven't really had opportunities to really get together so much, but I mean we have from time to time. But life gets in the way and whatever.
Oh yeah, that's great. Can you give us a little bit of history behind your career path since you graduated from Thomas More, and maybe how has Thomas More affected those decisions?
Sure. So my career path isn't necessarily typical. One thing that people may see if they read my biography and that is that I'm a visually impaired artist. So being legally blind through most of my life, I was not able to drive a car. So typically artists will do a couple things. They will do a lot of art shows where they travel around the country and try to sell their work, or they travel. That was something that was just not possible for me. So I just started making art, and I wasn't super concerned about selling tons of it at first because I just felt like I didn't know who I was as an artist. I mean, the education was absolutely wonderful, but I think, you don't have enough life behind you yet to realize, like, what do you want to do? So eventually I found my way to art materials retail, so I was in that for 30 plus years. I introduced myself to so many different artists. And so through that experience, I was able to participate in a lot of different shows. I ended up getting a studio away from home. I have a studio at home and also one away from home. And so that has allowed me to experience the art world, but in a much different way than I think most students think they're going to. I also, because I didn't want to live out the typical thought of what an artist is, the starving artist and that can never make money.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. So that's why I got a day job. And so the day job allowed me to pursue my art as a secondary career. But the bonus for me was working in an art materials retail environment. I got lots and lots and lots of art materials to play with. So over the years, I developed a huge knowledge base about materials and how materials function and what you use them for. And so I became sort of like this walking encyclopedia of not art materials and art material processes. So that's served me very well in my pursuit of art.
That sounds fantastic. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming exhibit?
Sure. Well, as you have said previously, it's called The Madness in My Head. I really racked my brain. Once Liz Neal offered me the show, I kept thinking, what am I going to do? What do I want to say? And I thought, this is an opportunity to show kind of sort of a retrospective of my life, because the art runs a range of interests and things that I do. I'm predominantly a textile-based artist, but I do have some sculpture. I do make one-of-a-kind artist books, so there's going to be a wide variety of things.
Oh, wow.
But it chronicles my life as an artist, and also shows what I do with my art. I use my art a lot for personal healing and for uplifting, myself and others, and asking questions about life. And so it's very storytelling in a way. And so anyway, as a cross-section, I do not consider myself a predominantly intellectual-based artist. I'm very much interested in art from the heart and how it affects the viewer or the audience, and also how it affects me when I make it.
Awesome. Is there a place that people can go to see more of your art?
Yeah, I don't have a website. I'm one of those people, I'm so bad at updating stuff all the time. So the best place to see anything I do creatively is my Instagram, which is open to the public. It's Cody Art, CODYART. So you're more than welcome to check that out. I mean, I do all kinds of stuff. I post my art. I take photos of the day a lot of times. I post recipes I make because I love to cook. I consider that an integral part of the creative process of feeding the soul, both with food and also, with creative activities.
Fantastic. We can link that too in the description here. Do you have any advice for current students?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, first and foremost, be authentic to yourself. Don't push yourself into anything when you're not ready. Don't think you've got it all figured out once you graduate, because you don't. You've got so much life ahead of you. Experience as much as you can. Be gentle on yourself. And, just do it. Just take the time, even if it's only an hour or two a day or an hour or two a week. Do as much as you can to feed that creative process. Some people are lucky and they go into a particular branch of art that gives them, employment right away, like graphic arts and things like that. But fine artists who paint or sculpt or whatever it is that they do aren't always that lucky. So it takes a lot of persistence, especially if you're trying to get gallery representation. But nowadays there's way more opportunities to show your work than there was when I graduated, because there was no internet when I graduated. So it was all by word of mouth, and it was all whatever show you could get in. But nowadays you've got the internet, you've got social media, and there's so many art institutions here in Cincinnati now that didn't exist back when I was a student. So just be yourself, do the work, show up every day or as often as you can, and to your studio or creative place, and just do it.
Great advice. I love it. We're looking really forward to seeing your exhibit in the gallery, Cody. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really looking forward to showing it off, and hope to see you there at the opening.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.